In Decision 2024 news, former President Donald Trump formally accepted the Republican nomination last night at the final night of the Republican National Convention. While Trump's campaign is moving forward, President Biden's re-election bid may soon be coming to an end. NBC reports members of Biden's family have been discussing what an exit from the campaign trail might look like. That conversation has focused on how the exit plan would put the Democratic Party in the best position to beat Trump. A growing number of Democratic allies have been calling on Biden to withdraw, but the campaign says the president staying in the race. Plus, New Hampshire Senator Maggie Hassan is sticking by him.
We understand what the stakes are in this election. That's the agenda that we need to pursue. That's why I continue to believe that re-electing Joe Biden is the best way to protect our democracy, protect the individual rights of all Americans, and that it's in sharp contrast to what the Republicans have to offer.
Meantime, Congressman Seth Moulton is among the Democrats calling for Biden to bow out of the race. In a new Boston Globe op-ed, Moulton writes, "I saw him in a small group at Normandy for the 80th anniversary of D-Day. For the first time, he didn't seem to recognize me. Of course, that can happen as anyone ages, but as I watched the disastrous debate a few weeks ago, I have to admit that what I saw in Normandy was part of a deeper problem." Let's go ahead and bring in NBC 10 Boston political commentator Sue O'Connell. Sue, the RNC has come and gone. All eyes now on President Biden. How seriously should we take the leaks that he could drop out as soon as this weekend? Is that coming from the White House? Is that coming from Democrats hoping to force the situation to come to a head?
Yeah, I think it's coming from Nancy Pelosi, Corey. She is going to apply as much pain and force as they can to get Joe Biden out of the race, no matter how they're going to do it. And I bet every leak that involves a Democratic member of the House has been sort of approved by Nancy Pelosi and maybe Chuck Schumer, too. It's being leaked with a serious intent to get to a goal. So in other words, she's in charge here. And every hour, more Democrats are coming out on the record asking Joe Biden to drop his campaign for president. And then every now and then one comes out and says Biden should stay in. But it's a very delicate process here to apply this public pressure, yet allow Biden the room and the dignity to come to this decision on his own.
So, Sue, there appears to be a very clear dividing line through the Democratic Party right now. On one hand, you have the old guard, the Obamas, Pelosi's, and Schumers of the world telling Biden to drop out. On the other hand, you have the squad, Senator John Fetterman, and many other progressives saying Biden should stay in, and they each have their different reasons. Is the Biden debate actually indicative of a deeper problem within the party, or is this just the what happens when you have an old candidate?
Yeah, Corey, I don't think it's about the problems. I do, though, think it's about the motivations and the goals, right? Senator Bernie Sanders, his support seems to be a little transactional in some way, and AOC support for Biden seems to be more about what she says the poor process is. And she's calling the process and trying to call Biden to step aside. She's worried about how that would impact Kamala Harris. She says it's the elites and the donor class. So if Harris is not a sure thing, why are you pushing Biden aside? But to your question about the divisions in the party, some are criticizing progressives, saying their continued support of Biden shows that they don't have a strategic long-term vision.
So what's the stronger emotion among Democrats right now? Are they just angry at each other, or are they all coming to this sort of sense of resolve to beat Donald Trump at any cost?
Well, let's take an inventory. Biden is angry at some Dems for calling him to step aside. Some Democratic lawmakers and activists are angry at the Biden campaign for what they see as an effort to keep them in the dark about Biden's condition. And as we noted, progressives are mad at the establishment. But to your point, make no mistake, beating Donald Trump is the #1 issue for the Democrats. If it wasn't the #1 issue, they wouldn't be calling on Biden to step aside. It's obviously an extreme reaction. So I'm predicting that if Biden stays in the race, they will put all this behind them. They will line up, shut up, and support him. But we'll have to wait and see what happens.
And progressives mad at the establishment Dems, but supporting the establishment Dem of them all.
Strange bedfellows.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Sue. We appreciate it. Of course, we will be covering all of the latest in Decision 2024. You can scan the QR code right there on your screen. It's going to take you to our extensive coverage of the campaign trail. And be sure to download the NBC 10 Boston app for any updates.